Hi guys, what's up? On this video, I'm going to be talking to you about some common scams that you will encounter when you're talking to Filipinas online. Stay tuned for some valuable information. Now, before I get started, I want to just say out there to anybody who's watching that most Filipinas that you meet are going to be wonderful. They're loving, kind, gentle, intelligent, beautiful, friendly, and fun. So this does not apply to all Filipinas. This is just some of the dating scams that you'll encounter when you go on a dating website, specifically Date in Asia, because that's the one I'm most familiar with. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, I want to just give you a few tips. So, you're still abroad and you've been thinking about coming to the Philippines, and you think, well, it'd be nice to have somebody already there that I can just come and meet and see if I'm a good match with. And that is, great idea. And I understand that completely because that's what I wanted to do as well. So you think, what can I do? And your first idea is I'm going to go online to a dating site. And one of the most popular and most common ones is a website called Date in Asia. If you've been searching, for a Filipina, you probably are familiar with it. Now, me personally, I have experience with this website, so I know what I'm talking about, and I can hopefully give you some good advice. Now, me personally, I have experience with this website, so I'm speaking from experience and not just, off the top of my head. Now, if there's anybody out there watching by the end of this video, if I haven't said the things that they have experienced, please comment down below, because the whole point of this is to help people who are trying to better their lives and avoid some of the common problems. So drop a comment down below and let us know anything that I might have left out. So you go online and you start sending messages, the typical, hi, how are you? I'm so-and-so, I'm such and such an age, and blah, blah, blah. And you start getting replies. So a lot of times what will happen is you'll get a reply back really quickly. And you'll think, wow, that's really great. And you'll look at the pictures and you'll see, oh, she's really pretty. She looks so sweet and innocent and things. And you start chatting with her. So after a little while, sometimes it'll be right off the bat. Sometimes it'll be in a couple of days. Sometimes it'll be in mid-chat. She'll say, sir, I don't have any load. Now, the load is a common scam. What they're trying to do is to see if you will help them. And by helping them, they mean send money. So what they'll say is, I would really love to talk to you. You're awesome. You're great. But unfortunately, I just don't have any money to pay for my cell phone to be connected to the internet. And you might be thinking, oh no, this girl's so great. I want to keep talking to her. And you'll ask, how much is load? Well, right there, you've already kind of fell hook, line, and sinker for it, because this is one of the most common scams. And they'll sweeten up the pot. They'll sugarcoat everything, and they'll make you think, oh, this is the one. And boy, you really, really want to talk to her. And then once you find out, well, it's only 1,000 pesos that they're asking for, which is like $20. And you'll think, oh, that's no big risk to me. $20 is affordable. But see, please, I'm begging you, don't do it, because what this does, it grows the problem bigger. So you send the $20 and you may never hear from her again. But more common, you probably will hear from her because she knows that you're easy to send money, and that's probably why she's there. So please don't fall for that trick, because that's going to happen almost immediately. I guarantee it. Now, another one that you will encounter, which is pretty common also, is and it goes kind of along the same lines of the communication breakdown thing, where she's using, your desire to continue to get to know her as a tool to milk you for money. So what she'll say is, I broke my cell phone. I don't have a cell phone, and I need 5K, or I need 8K or 10K or something. And you'll think, how much is that? And you'll find out 5K is $100 and 10K is $200. And boy, you really, really, really want to talk to her. But again, if you send her money, there's no way to prove that she really used it on a cell phone. And how is she talking to you to begin with? She's talking to you on something. And, if you're halfway smart, you'll probably even ask her, how are you talking? She'll say, oh, I'm using my cousins, or, oh, I'm just, at the computer shop. Because in the Philippines, there are computer shops where you can pay 10 pesos, 20 pesos, and rent a computer for a short while, which, that's pretty common. But again, if you send the money, all you are doing is perpetuating the problem, and you're making it worse for the other guys out there that are trying to find, somebody just like you. And she's going to talk to her friends, and next thing you know, there's going to be 3, 4, or 5 more people on there trying the same thing. And in fact, I guarantee if she has sent you a request for a phone, she's sent it to 10, 15, 20 other people, just to see how many people she can actually get to send her something. And then believe me, a lot of the guys out there, they're kind of lonely and they're kind of desperate, and they want to find somebody to be here when they arrive, and it's a recipe for disaster. So avoid that scam, because it's definitely almost 99% untrue. So then another one that I would get quite often was, sir, I'm sick. I have a fever and I need medicine. And if I don't get the medicine, I'm going to have to go to the hospital. Or they'll say, even worse, I got to go to the hospital. I don't have money to pay for it. Because see, in the Philippines, if you want to go to the hospital, you have to pay. Sometimes you have to pay right up front. Otherwise, you don't get any health care. So they'll use that as a tool to milk you for some cash by saying, oh, I need medicine. Or they'll say, my little sister is so sick and she needs antibiotics, but I don't have any money. And, antibiotics here are really affordable. You can get them, like under 100 pesos, which is less than $2. But, they also know that we don't know the prices, so they'll jack it up a lot, and they'll ask for even more. So this is a red flag, and this is something that you should deny, shut down, and click on somebody else's profile, because this person is probably just trying to scam you for money. And then there's even one of the worst scams that I have seen or heard. They'll say that one of their relatives died and they don't have any money for the funeral. And they'll say they'll need 10K peso, or, who knows, 25, 5K, 20K, whatever. They'll have a figure just to throw it out there. And, they'll fish around to see what you might pay. And these ones are big. And again, she's probably sending these out to multiple guys just to see who will bite the hook, who will take the bait. And you don't want to be one of those people, believe me, because all it's going to do is cause you pain and heartache and suffering. And should you eventually meet this girl, I mean, imagine if her intentions weren't pure to begin with, what worse will come once you're actually here and with her. So then there's also, and this is a really tough one. Maybe she'll give you her Facebook page and you'll see pictures of guys on there and she'll say, "Oh, that's just my cousin. Oh, that's my brother." When in fact, it very well likely could be boyfriend or even husband. Now that is where you get into big trouble, because in the Philippines, adultery is a criminal offense. So if you get involved with a married woman in the Philippines, you can go to jail. You can get deported. You can get blacklisted. Worse, all kinds of things can happen. So avoid those red flags. Another thing that happens too is right off the bat, you'll get a message and the person will say, "Can you message me on WhatsApp?" or "Can you message me on something else?" And it will never, ever be the Facebook, because the Facebook reveals kind of, who they are for real. So they will say, I don't have load and I can't talk here, but I can talk to you on WhatsApp, or I can talk to you on some other platform. WeChat is what they'll say too. And that because it's more anonymous. And what they're angling to do, and this is huge, guys, listen to this right now. They want you to go to a separate website that has no restrictions, because Dating Asia has filters and AI bots. And if they discover that any kind of nude photos have been sent or anything, whoever sent them will get banned. And, they don't want to get banned because that's where they're catching all the sucker fish. So immediately they will ask you, "Hey, let's go to WeChat," or "Hey, let's go to WhatsApp." And right then and there, that's where you just click on somebody else, and you tell them, "No, I want to talk to you here." And most likely they're not going to respond to you anymore, because they know that either you're hip to their game, or they know that whatever they're up to is not going to be possible. And now you might be wondering, what are they up to? So here is another big scam. And please, guys, listen to me. They will, if you do go to another app, or even on that app, because sometimes you can get away with sending kind of more risque kind of photos on there and they won't catch you. Do not send nude photos of yourself. This scam has been going on for decades. And what they will do is they will get you in a compromising photo, and then they will blackmail you with it. And if you think I'm wrong, Google it, because it has happened to many, many foreigners. They've sent, unfortunately, their pics, and maybe their face is shown or something in the background that identifies them. Typically, they'll get you on video chat and they'll be recording it. And once they have that footage of you, then they're going to blackmail you with it. And these are real scams, guys. I'm not even embellishing. These things happen. So please do yourself a favor. Do not send any compromising photos of yourself, because if you do, it can be used against you. This is real, guys. This is real. Don't do it. Now, another thing that I would like to say again is that there are Filipinas on those websites that are there for good intentions. And you might be wondering, how do I find them? Well, it's just like anything else. I mean, there's no surefire way, but good indicators are they have multiple pics. They've written a lot in their profile, because a scammer, like I said, they're at risk of getting deleted. So they're not going to take the time to write a huge profile saying a lot of things. They're just going to type one or two sentences and go from there. But sometimes a person who has written in detail about their wants, their likes, who they are, what they're up to in life, those people are going to be more likely to be legit. So gravitate towards profiles like that. Read the profiles. Send the messages. Look for the red flags. Talk to them. If you do go to another app, one thing that you can definitely use to your advantage, and this will screen out a lot of scammers this way, is if you say, can we exchange Facebooks? Because a scammer typically will not want to share your Facebook. A scammer will not want to share their Facebook. Now, they've gotten smart about that too. If they think that you're a sucker on the hook, what they will do is they've already created multiple Facebooks, and they'll send you a Facebook where it's just them, maybe with just a couple few pictures and nothing real revealing. What you need to do is search their name and find their other Facebooks, because a lot of times you'll be talking to a girl maybe 3, 4, or 5 days, who knows how long. Finally, you feel like you can trust her enough to share your Facebook with her, and she agrees to send you her Facebook, and lo and behold, she sends you that Facebook, and she doesn't realize that, you can search and do some digging and see that she has other Facebooks. Now, what they'll do sometimes is they'll spell their names backwards, or they'll change their first name to something different. But just look at the pictures, and oftentimes you can find multiple Facebook accounts, and you click on them and you discover she has a boyfriend, and it'll say that alert. I entered a relationship, probably like a week before you started talking to her, or while you were talking to her. So please, guys, be aware of these things. Take my advice, and you will at least avoid some of these common scams. Now, unfortunately, there's no bulletproof way to avoid everything. There's this thing called the long game. So a lot of girls know that if they ask for money, it's gonna shoot their chances in the foot right off the bat. So they know this. They've been through that. But if they think that you're a prime target for someone who might have a long-term relationship with them, or even maybe want to help them come back to the United States via, the K-1 visa or something, they'll play along and play you like a fiddle the whole time. So what you do when you meet somebody that you think that you're, compatible with, you vet them. You do whatever you can. You come, you meet them. And a 1 week, 2 week is not enough, guys. It's not enough to screen their lives. I mean, oftentimes you will have whole families that know that she's up to no good, and she might even have people, on the sidelines being quiet and not saying anything, and kind of pre-assigned, tasks and things for them to do to dupe you. So you need to be extra hyper vigilant. You need to use your instincts. Do not take my advice. I have been through the ringer in the past because I didn't listen to my instincts, and I suffered the consequences for it. And I don't want to see you suffer the consequences for it. So, but please, guys, heed my warnings. Take your time with these women. Make sure that their lifestyles match who they said they were in all of your chats. For Pete's sake, please, guys, talk to them and remember things. Look back on the chats if you have any discrepancies and call her on them. You're going to encounter some people that are up to no good, but hopefully hopefully, if you heed my advice and the advice of others online, you can avoid and screen out a lot of the riffraff. Because believe me, there's a lot of riffraff on Dayton Asia. Dayton Asia is notorious because it's a free site. Anybody can sign up and log into that. And it can be a magnet for women that are up to no good. Now, believe me, again, I want to say that there are great and wonderful Filipinas. I'm married to one now, and she's fantastic. I don't recommend Dayton Asia at all. I'm not trying to slam them though, because I know people who have met on Dayton Asia and gotten married. I personally know people that met on Dayton Asia, the free website, and are married to this day. I also know people, however, who met on Dayton Asia, went through the whole K1 visa process, moved to the United States, and the moment she got her 10-year residency, she divorced that foreigner like a hot brick, just dropped him. And so, believe me, nobody's that great of an actor. And if that happens to you, it's because you didn't listen to your instincts and you let something slide. The thing about it is, and here's a tip. If you really want to go to Dayton Asia and you truly want to explore that avenue, the young ones, the single ones, or at least the ones that say they're young and single, are few and far between in honesty. Now, the ones that are single mothers, those ones tend to be more honest. But in those scenarios, you have to be very, very careful that they never got married. And that is a difficult thing to discern, especially when you're far removed and you have no real way of confirming her single status. But again, avoid anyone if you get red flags right off the bat. So guys, go ahead and think about what I said. Now, if I missed anything, please drop a comment down below and tell me and others some things that I might have left out that can help other people who are interested in doing this too, because Filipinas are great. The Philippines is phenomenal. The culture is amazing. And if you find a good wife or a girlfriend and you're able to come here, it is going to change your life for the better. So please let's help each other out. Drop comments. Let's have a discussion about this and help anybody who is also considering doing what we've done. And we can help them avoid some of the pitfalls that we encountered.